Hey, it's Eric with Chasing the Sun. The sun is out, bike is ready, camera's on. Let's take you on another Mototravel vlog, this time to Winthrop.
For about a mile.
You heard me at the border?
I heard you at the border. I heard you start pack up. Oh yeah, okay, he's coming.
After a relatively simple border crossing, I met up with my good riding buddy Luke, who loves my Akrapovic exhaust. Nothing like a good cup of coffee to start the ride off. We found ourselves a roastery here in Bellingham. Woods Roastery. Looks great, roasts their own stuff and bakes their own bakery. So if you're ever here and you need a stop, check it out. We had a good coffee break. Now we're heading up to the Chuckanut and then Winthrop, Highway 20. And here's the route for those of you who aren't familiar with it. If you're coming from Vancouver, you do have to cross the border and take the I-5 for a little bit. I do like to take a bit of a detour, more of a scenic detour through the Chuckanut Drive. It beats taking the I-5 all the way. It's right by the ocean, some views, some stops, some twisties. So it's a nice little break to the boring I-5. Once you get off that, you can take Highway 20, which takes you to the Cascade Mountains. And really the fun starts after Marble Mount. There you will be greeted with twisties and sweepers and some really nice scenic roads that takes you all the way up to Winthrop. I do recommend a midpoint stop at Diablo Lake Vista Point, which overlooks this gorgeous lake up high. So it's a fun little stop to rest your legs. And when you're coming back, it's basically the same way back out if you're taking a day trip. The Chuckanut detour adds about 15 minutes, which makes it about 4 hours and 27 minutes. For us, we did it in 8 hours there and back, so you pick your speed, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, here's a teaser of what the Chuckanut Drive looks like. Okay, so we're stopped here at Marble Mount, which is the last city before you enter the Cascades. And the tip for you here is make sure you fill up, especially if you got a small gas tank like my Aprila. Now, if you got something like that thing, the touring bike that he's on, albeit dirty, he's got a huge tank. He's probably double mine.
I know it's dirty. It's always dirty. I ride my bikes.
He puts it to good use. But if you got something like this, make sure you fill up. Because this guy has saved me a few times and I don't want to do it to him again. So today's ride is so-so because the pavement is just horrible. I don't know what's going on there. I thought it was construction, but it's been this black asphalt with gravel the whole way through so far, and traffic. So not a great ride, but it is scenic. And one of the areas that you have to stop, as always when you're doing this trip, is the Diablo overlook. And this is the view that you'll get. That set of highway is normally really good, but the pavement sucked today and the traffic wasn't great. But continue we must. Thankfully, the second half of the Highway 20 towards Winthrop was much better. Winthrop is located in the middle of the Cascade Mountains, and the interesting thing about this town is that it's a Western cowboy themed town. It started as a gold mining town in the 1880s, and it was not until 1972 that the State Highway 20 was built connecting to this town. At that time, the townspeople who wanted to attract more travelers agreed to a Western themed town, and it stuck till this day. Winthrop has just under 500 people for its population, but many people love passing through here for the Cascade Mountain visits. Interestingly, in 2012, Winthrop was ranked number 2 as the worst speed trap cities in North America. The motorcyclists must be wondering why. Okay, so this is Winthrop for those of you who are wondering. Where is it? It's in the middle of the Cascade Mountains on Highway 20, and it's a great place to grab lunch on a day trip. One of the things I love about Winthrop is the cowboy theme. It's super authentic. The walkways are wood boards and all the buildings are like that, so it makes for a great day trip just to grab lunch here. And if you want to extend it, you can do the Leavenworth loop, which I'll show you right now. So this is the loop. If you don't want to go to Winthrop and then come back out, you could always head down towards Leavenworth and come back up and make it a loop. This would be about an 11-hour day, so I would split that up into at least 2 days or a leisurely 3 days. If you did do 3 days, what would be neat is if you stayed in Winthrop for one night and then stayed in Leavenworth for the second night. Leavenworth itself is a very interesting town. It's a Bavarian themed town. So Winthrop is a cowboy themed town. Leavenworth is a Bavarian themed town. So it's definitely worth staying there the afternoon, the evening, just to chill and check it out. So you would continue down Highway 20 and then over to the 153, connect to the number 2. And this bit here is quite fun. It's more highway sweepers, but when you get back to here, skip the number 5, it's always boring, or the I-5 there. So I would just go through the small roads here, go up Granite Falls, Arlington, continue on the number 9, and loop back over to I-5 and then back to Vancouver if that's where you're coming from. So we got to Winthrop and we're taking a lunch break at Schoolhouse Brewery, which is beautiful. They've got a great patio at the back, right by the river. So if you're looking for a lunch spot, you can check it out. Okay, so this is our Winthrop day trip, and I just want to do a ride report, see how we felt about this. Now, typically, this is one of my favorite roads. Today was different because of the construction that we hit. The pavement wasn't great, so let's dive right into it. Road conditions, what would we give it for a 1 out of 10 for road conditions? What's your thought?
I go with, like, honestly, it was 46 miles is what they listed as bad road condition, as paving.
That's true. It was about half.
Yeah, so it was about half the trip.
Yeah.
And that particular set of twisties that you always love going through here is just right in the middle of that.
That's a pity.
So I felt like, I know I wasn't confident to get up to the speed that I would have liked to have seen going through there. But the rest of it was okay. I'd still say, but yeah, well, traffic is something else. I'd say a 3 or a 4 out of 10.
I'd agree, and it's unfortunate because they got this asphalt. I think they're just prepping for repaving, but the asphalt makes it very hard to see if there's gravel on the road or not, so you don't have the confidence. Now, it's about a 3 or 4 today. I would say, to be fair though, on our typical rides, normally, unless it's early season where there's still gravel and snow and stuff, then I would probably give it maybe like a 7 or 8.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think a lot of other people would agree. Like, you see the cars that are on the road out there when you're driving through that, right? It was the same as that Angela Crest. Right. The cars that are up there love that road, and they're beautiful sports cars or old cars. Or definitely. Yeah. It's always a good spin.
Today we had quite a few classic cars. I think they probably had a classic car meet up here in Winthrop, because you saw the Chevys and the old...
A lot of hot rods and stuff too.
Yeah, it was interesting. I wish we caught that here. All right, so that's road conditions. How about traffic? Traffic wasn't great either, was it? I was actually disappointed.
Between the traffic and trying to pass with the road being the way it is and those twisties, I'd say, again, a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Probably about a 3, 4. Now, it did get better at the top and towards the end. We found some quiet spots that we can go a bit more spirited. So I think what people were doing was just getting up to hiking spots, and then they kind of veered off. I thought Winthrop would be busier than it is with all that traffic, but we didn't see it. All right, how about scenery?
Scenery's always like 7 or 8 in here. As soon as you get up to the top there, that summit, coming back down.
Diablo Outlook. That's a must stop. I love the overlook of it. There's 2 dams here, and then there's all these lakes, and the color of the lake is just gorgeous. It's chill.
Jealous that your camera, that my camera ran out of battery when it came to that, because all I got was Chuckanut, right?
But yeah, scenery, one of the best things about this ride here. Twisties and sweepers. So twisties, there wasn't really much. There's like a hairpin, 1 or 2 hairpins.
2, I think, yeah.
After the Diablo, but otherwise, I think it's mostly sweepers. So twisties, I'd give it maybe like a 5, 6. Okay. Sweepers, let's put away the traffic and the bad pavement. If it was good, I think the sweepers are great here. I'd say it's like an 8, maybe a 9. A lot more sweepers than twisties.
That one stretch, there's just that one stretch right after the Outlook, you come off it, and that one stretch is just beautiful. It's just back and forth and back and forth.
Yes, for sure. So that's Highway 20 Winthrop for you that want to go check it out. Definitely worth at least a day trip. That was a full day's ride, 8 hours in total, and my ass is thoroughly sore, but it was well worth it. Highway 20 to Winthrop is one of my favorite rides in the Pacific Northwest. If you're in BC and you haven't done it, definitely cross the border and do it. It's going to be worth it. And if you're in any other parts of the US, come up. Check out the Pacific Northwest. There's lots of great riding roads here. So I hope you liked that video. And if you have checked out Winthrop, leave us a comment. Let me know how you liked it. Otherwise, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video to help me bring you more travel vlogs.